All right, folks, I'm here with Joseph Dion, who's running for Miami Springs City Council, and it's a pleasure to have you join us. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Nestor. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
So first, to get started, let's tell people what council seat are you running for?
I'm running for Group 2.
Group 2, okay. And let's kind of introduce people to Joseph Dion for those who don't know you. What do you do? And kind of start out there. What do you do for a living?
So I'm a process server. I'm a business owner. I've owned a nationwide process serving company for close to 20 years now.
Nice.
And it's been great. It's been a great ride. I'm trusted with some very difficult serves, and I've been doing that for 20 years now. Yeah.
Very good. And how long have you been living here in Miami Springs?
So I moved into Miami Springs close to 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And what led you to this beautiful community?
Funny enough, it's a simple story. I came to see a house that a friend of mine had listed. I have always loved the community, so when he listed the house, I was excited to get out here, and I called my wife. I'm like, let's go see the house that Howard listed, and we came out. We saw the house. We weren't too happy with that house, and then I told him, hey man, I love it here. Set up a couple of appointments. Let's get out there and let's go see some other places. So that weekend he set us up with like about 5 or 6 other houses, and the second house that we saw, we fell in love with, and we bought it.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And now you didn't buy it yourself, you bought it with your family. Can you tell us a little bit about your family?
Yeah, so I've been married to my wife Melissa for 10 years.
Okay.
We have a beautiful, super smart daughter, Isabel.
And how old is she, if you don't mind, if you don't mind sharing?
No, of course. She's 9 years old. She's in 3rd grade. She's very bright, very bright kid.
And does she go to school here locally, or?
So right now she's in Matter Grove Elementary.
Okay.
I didn't want to change her because she's been doing so good in that school, and we lived in Little Havana before. So when we moved over here, I felt like the best thing to do was just continue.
Keep the consistency.
Yes.
Got it. All good. And so, you move here to Springs. You've been here for the past couple of years. What made you decide, hey, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and run for politics? Have you run for politics before?
Never ran for politics. I love the city. I love the people. And I was at a city council meeting, and Victor Vasquez, right? He had mentioned that he had announced that he was not going to run for another term.
Right.
Walter Fahed is running for mayor.
Right.
And then Jackie Bravo said that she was not going to run for another term as well. So when I saw there were 3 open seats, and the city council, then Victor was he was very adamant about asking the residents to step up. I felt like if it was a calling.
Got it. Well, we definitely appreciate residents who decide. It's not easy to run for council. There's a lot of work behind it and dedication to decide to run for city council. We definitely appreciate that. As you mentioned earlier that you love Miami Springs. Tell us a little bit about what you love most about our community.
So there are a lot of things I love about the community. I mean, I wake up every morning, I go outside with my coffee.
Right.
I hear the birds chirping, all the trees around us, the people, my neighbors are very friendly. The civic clubs are awesome. I'm a part of the Rotary Club, and they've been amazing to be a part of. The love for the community is great. Everybody has this special love for this place. It's contagious.
Yes. And so you decide, okay, hey, if you felt the calling and decided to run for office, and what do you feel are your biggest concerns and issues impacting Miami Springs?
So my biggest concern is losing that small town feel. I think we live in an amazing city, but we're not immune to what's around us. And the county is growing really fast. and I do not want to see us lose this small town feel that we have here.
And as you're talking to residents, and I'm assuming you're going door to door and knocking and talking to people, what are some of the things that may have surprised you, or maybe has been a common issue that people are telling you?
So everyone has different issues, but for the most part, I hear a lot about the speeding.
Got it.
The speeding issue. Also, I hear a lot about the high taxes. And I also hear about 36th Street and how there's more crime coming into the area. Now, I say that lightly. I know that we have a great police chief.
Yes.
And they're doing a great job. Like I said, we're not immune to the growth of the county around us.
Right.
So, yeah.
So there's a lot to unpack there, from the speeding, which has been a constant concern from residents, to 36th Street. Why don't we talk about 36th Street,
Okay.
for example, and as that an issue? What do you think are some of the solutions to address issues coming out of 36th Street?
So there are a couple things, right? I think that this is a small part of it, but
Right.
it's important to also recognize it. I think that having the central intake for the Dade County Jail so close
Right.
does not help. I also think a solution for the crime on 36th Street can be, working with the county very closely, especially being that the bed tax is going to them, to try to get them to put some more police officers there. And I would like to see some business development on there. Now, I think that's a tricky subject, and possibly the best way to do it is to get the residents involved. The only way that I'm gonna be able to do my job is by hearing what the residents want, so I could find a way to deliver. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be the voice of the people.
Right. So you mentioned attracting some businesses, possibly maybe some zoning changes there to 36th Street to attract those businesses. Is there a specific type of business that you'd like to see come to 36th Street, or or certain business that you'd like to not see there? Whichever way you'd like to address that.
So I'm a small business owner myself, and I think having small businesses that are friendly to the community, none of these big box stores.
Right.
But definitely I'm open to all those suggestions as well. But definitely more of the mom and pops businesses where it's a hometown.
Right.
It's a hometown place. So I think having those type of businesses might be something we should explore.
Okay. Recently, there was an addition of a circle, and it included some state funds onto was it South Drive, East Drive. I'm sorry, on East Drive, next to the middle school, just a little bit further south of the middle school. So as you come in from 36th Street on East Drive, there's a circle there to kind of add some traffic calming. Knowing that speeding has been an issue that they've hit you up, and obviously the police do their part, but the police can't be everywhere. Would you be in favor of adding more traffic calming to the city in certain areas?
Yeah, no, most definitely I will be in favor, but I think that the county, if the county is the one that is implementing these circles, like the circle on Curtis Parkway,
Right.
They should definitely work with us and get our point of view before they do something like that, so that we could work together in finding a way to make these things work, right? Because yeah, it's good to have these different things that are gonna slow down the drivers from
Right.
speeding, but also like the circle on Curtis Parkway is taking from some of our resources, our officers, to go out there and make sure that there are no issues
Right.
with the accidents and the speeding and whatnot. So.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, so we talked about 36th Street, traffic calming and speeding. You said there was one more issue that you said that the residents were that's escaping me right now.
High taxes.
The high taxes.
Yes.
So obviously we are one of the higher tax municipalities, but we also have one of the highest residential to business ratios. So unfortunately, the residents end up paying a higher share of taxes.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on ways to address our millage rate or taxes here in the city?
So you hit the nail on the head. We definitely need to have more businesses in order to lower the millage rate. The easy answer would be annexation, but it's not on the table right now. I'm not anti-annexation. I think it would be great to have that opportunity, but the reality is that it's not on the table right now. We need to work with what we have, and we need to explore other ways to bring businesses into the city.
Okay. Now, there's been talk about developing a little bit more on the Abraham tract. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great idea. I think we should definitely explore the options that are on the table, and hopefully bring some businesses into the area. And I believe maybe some parking lots is what they have on the table at the moment. I'm not sure 100%. But it's the Abraham family that owns it, and we have to work with with what it is that they're giving us. What we have there right now is definitely not giving us enough revenue, so maybe work with them and see what it is that they want to do, and if they allow us, give them some options.
So maybe zone it so that both develop businesses and increase our tax base
Definitely.
For the city.
Definitely, and that area is coming up. On the river there, you could see the businesses start coming into the area. There's a hotel that has gone up there, and I think on the bottom of the hotel, on the downstairs floor, they have a couple of restaurants or whatnot. So
yeah, there's I guess I saw some new hotels just west of the border of Miami Springs. I think the limit goes right up to that railroad, but just east of that, there's that new hotel on that little lake there. So yeah, there's definitely development that's happening in that area, and more coming with the soccer club that's opening up at the former Melreese golf course.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing that's coming up in the area. So I look forward to it, and I think the river is a great backdrop for any business that comes into the area. What we have there right now is definitely not bringing any positive business or any positive pedestrians through there, right?
At the parking lot on the east side of Miami Springs, there was a plan that was submitted about potentially 3 residential towers on the east side of Springs, using the basically a state law that allows them to kind of usurp our laws that don't allow for that type of development. What are your thoughts of how to address that project, and what would you do? Well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but would you support it, or would you be against it, and kind of how would you address that?
So it's something that I would have to talk with the people about a little bit more. Definitely, I want to see progress for the city.
Right.
So, but I don't want to see progress if we're impeding with the ideas of the residents. Yeah. So we need to work with them and make sure that it's something that we all want. And we need parking, but I don't think that the parking that we need is in that area, right? We need parking more towards Curtis Parkway.
Yeah. So I think I don't know if you got to see this. There's a proposal where this is old Eastern, used to be owned by Eastern, and now owned by Miami International Airport. So it's basically an unused parking lots that they want to turn into, I think it's 3 10-story residential apartments. And obviously some are concerned. It's like, wait, that adds a third to our population in this one block. What are your thoughts on that one?
Well, you literally gave us the answer right there. I think if people are concerned, then we should definitely take that off the table. But maybe we should, talk with more people, try to see what it is that would be best for the city. And if that's what the people want, then we should find a way to deliver. But if that's not what they want, then we're a representation of the people at the end of the day. We shouldn't go against the will of the people.
All right. And then what do you, just on kind of more on the fun side, what do you love to do the most with your family here in Springs?
So we love going out to dinner. We love going to Whole 19. We go to Blessed Trinity. The parks are amazing, and I do love my house, so we do love spending a lot of time in our home and the pool. And just it's a great city. I love going to the barbershop.
Right.
The Spot Barbershop is an amazing place. It's one of my weekly therapies, you know. So
You clearly don't go to the same barber I do. I'm bald. If you guys don't know how I look like, but I have no hair.
you save a lot of money then.
I do. No, I appreciate that.
I appreciate the questions.
Yes.
Nestor.
No.
Thank you.
You know, what is something that you think as you talk to residents that they're surprised to hear about you?
I don't get a lot of surprises actually. Like most people, I would say 99% of the people have been very receptive. They're very nice, and it's just making me wanna run even more. Like they really are very nice. It's a great community. Everybody has been just excited to see me running, excited to give me their feedback. I've even already gotten a couple of emails from some of the residents on some of their concerns. So,
well, you know, residents are, as you could tell, as you talk, people are very passionate about our city,
for sure.
and want to, as you said, protect it and take care of it. And so, we appreciate you taking time and kind of sharing your vision. You know, as you, let's say you win the council seat, what will be, you know, some of your priorities on council?
So I put it into an acronym, which is Park and Business Development, Public Safety, the Adult Center, the Rec Center, Green Spaces, and that includes, you know, the tree canopy,
Right.
and of course Business Development. So
Beautiful. And yeah, I think you covered most of the bases here. But any last things you want to share with the public that we weren't able to address here yet?
So I just want to talk a little bit about the Adult Center and about our elderly community. I think we have a vibrant elderly community, and we need to find funding to make sure that we continue to have places like this, so that we can have, you know, a strong elderly base. I am very inspired by the people and how it's such a generational place. Like I speak to so many people that say and their grandparents already, and they're like, my parents built this, their parents built the home, and I mean it's so inspiring to see that, and I can only hope to do the same for my family and my daughter.
We appreciate that. And you know, if folks want to learn more about you, where should they go?
So you can find me on Instagram at Dion 4 the Springs, and my email it's dionforthesprings@gmail.com, and you can reach out to me. Call me 786-539-7227. Call me anytime. I'm happy to answer any questions or take any suggestions.
Can they text you at that same number?
Yes.
All right, so repeat that number again.
786-539-7227.
Perfect. And when's election day?
April 1st, and early voting is on March 28th and 29th. I'll be out there. Stop in and say hello. I'm happy to shake hands, to hear your suggestions, hear your concerns, and maybe give you some feedback and get some feedback in return.
Perfect. Well, Joseph, we appreciate you joining us and giving us the time and sharing your vision for Miami Springs with our community, and wish you the best of luck. And again, so folks, get out and vote. You know, we appreciate you watching this video, but most important thing is get out and vote on either an early voting or election day on April 1st. And voting in person is at the Country Club on election day, and early voting is at City Hall, if I got it right?
Yes. Okay. And one more thing. Thank you, Nestor, for giving us this platform to communicate with the residents. It's a great service.
Thank you so much. No, we appreciate that. I appreciate having you here. And I also want to thank, you know, we're able to do this right here at the Senior Center. So we appreciate that. So thank you so much, Joseph. And again, best of luck.
Thank you, Nestor.